Did you know no quarterback with the single highest annual salary from 2010 to 2019 won a Super Bowl that same season? And today, the top 10 highest paid quarterbacks, all earning over $50 million, have yet to win a Super Bowl. From Peyton Manning and Tom Brady to Patrick Mahomes and Dak Prescott, being the NFL's highest paid quarterback seems to come with a curse. We dug into the history of the NFL to learn why big contracts don't always equal big wins, why most players find it hard to sustain their peak after a huge contract, and how overpaying one player can drag down the entire team. Let's start with the rise of football's highest paid superstars. To command $50 million or more per year, a quarterback needs three things: elite performance, off-field marketability, and a team with no better option. Peyton Manning hit all three factors after a remarkable 2003 season where he shared the MVP with Steve McNair. He registered 4,267 yards, 29 touchdowns, and a 12-4 record, and since the Colts team was built around him, they gave him a 7-year, $99.2 million deal. As if that wasn't enough, he also got a $34.5 million signing bonus. 8 years later, Manning moved to Denver and ended the season with 4,659 yards, 37 touchdowns, and 105.8 passer rating. The Broncos went to him with a 5-year, $96 million contract. As for Tom Brady, he didn't really chase the top dollar. Instead, he signed team-friendly deals to build dynasties. And because winning sells, he still banked over $330 million. After 3 Super Bowl wins in 2001, 2003, and 2004, 2 Super Bowl MVPs, 13,925 yards, 97 touchdowns from 2000 to 2004, the Patriots thanked him with a $60.1 million contract in 2005 and another $70 million deal in 2010. Next, we have Russell Wilson, a third-round pick turned franchise icon. After a Super Bowl win, 7 Pro Bowls, 25,624 yards, 196 touchdowns from 2012 to 2018, and 3,786 rushing yards, Seattle extended him for $140 million in 2019. Later in 2022, the Broncos gave him $245 million. Next is Patrick Mahomes, who signed a 10-year, $450 million deal, the largest in sports history in 2020. Why? Because he already had an MVP, Super Bowl ring, 4,249 yards, and 26 touchdowns in 2019. He was also pioneering a style of play that was rewriting the position. Mahomes was so good, Kansas City had to lock him in. Also, there's Josh Allen, a raw talent out of Wyoming. Allen registered 4,830 yards, 29 touchdowns in 2023, and won the MVP. He led the Bills to 5 straight playoffs and 3 division titles. As a result, Buffalo handed him $330 million with $250 million guaranteed. And let's not forget Dak Prescott, who's currently the face of the Dallas Cowboys. Prior to his record-breaking deal, he recorded 4,758 yards, 36 touchdowns in 2023. Thus, Dallas rewarded him with a $240 million 4-year contract. Next is a quarterback that the world wanted to forget, but is now on a $265 million deal. Formerly known as Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy went on a rampage from 2022 to 2024, recording 9,998 yards, 64 touchdowns, and 104.9 passer rating. He also made a Super Bowl appearance and won 2 NFC championships. But what happened after these record-breaking deals? And how did the players handle the pressure? Starting with Tom Brady, fresh off his 2005 $60.1 million deal. He threw 4,199 yards, 26 touchdowns, and led a 12-4 record. He also reached the AFC Championship, but lost to the Colts. After his 2010 $70 million extension, Brady lit up 2011 with 5,344 yards and 39 touchdowns, earning unanimous MVP and first-team All-Pro. Many people view Brady's peak to be 2007, but in 2021, he recorded over 5,300 passing yards and 43 touchdowns on the way to winning a Super Bowl at the age of 44. He also led the league in many major categories without being the league's highest paid. Next is Peyton Manning, who remained hot after his 2004 $98 million Colts deal, throwing 3,792 yards and 28 touchdowns in 2005. He earned first-team All-Pro and Pro Bowl nod. After his 2012 $96 million Broncos contract, Manning delivered one of the most remarkable comeback stories ever. He had 5,446 yards and a record 55 touchdowns. However, he couldn't get the Super Bowl. As for Patrick Mahomes, he didn't win a Super Bowl the year he signed his $450 million deal, but he definitely exceeded the expectations. With 3 Super Bowls, 3,928 yards and 26 touchdowns last season, Mahomes is that rare QB whose contract feels like a bargain. And Mahomes hasn't just maintained his elite play, he's kept getting better. As for Josh Allen 2024 season, he threw 3,721 yards, 28 touchdowns, and rushed for 774 yards, plus 9 touchdowns. He led a 13-4 record and clinched the AFC East. Josh has racked up over 4,000 passing yards and 700 rushing yards annually, and in 2023 alone, he accounted for 44 total touchdowns. But the Bills, it looks like they're still stuck behind Kansas City. Yes, the numbers are great, but the team still has no Super Bowl appearances, and so his peak remains capped by postseason heartbreak. Next, we have Dak Prescott, the Cowboys' cornerstone. After signing that massive deal, he threw 4,516 yards, 36 touchdowns, and led a 10-7 record, winning the NFC East. He was an MVP favorite, and his leadership kept Dallas buzzing. But that's all the Cowboys did, because when the playoffs hit, they just collapsed. As for Brock Purdy, he just signed his deal, but then 49ers fans should expect Purdy to prove us wrong. Last year, Purdy threw 4,280 yards, 31 touchdowns, with a 113.0 passer rating. He also led the 49ers to a deep playoff run, but there's still no Lombardi. Finally, we have Russell Wilson, whose peak was surgical. He had deep ball precision, mobility, and leadership. After his 2019 $140 million Seahawks extension, Wilson threw 4,110 yards and 31 touchdowns. They won no Super Bowl, but that was his best season and the highest paid QB. What happened to Russell Wilson after his $245 million Broncos deal captures the immense pressure that comes with being the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. Wilson struggled in the 2024 season, managing 2,486 yards, 26 touchdowns, and led one of the league's worst offenses. No fall was steeper as his Broncos debut quickly became the stuff of nightmares. Fans were furious and the locker room cracked. Even with the new coach in 2023, Wilson never fully bounced back. Now, while no fall was as bad as Russell's, the others also had their problems. After Peyton Manning's record-breaking 2013, his decline was sharp. Neck surgeries had already weakened his arm, and by 2015, he could barely throw beyond 15 yards. But to his credit, he still went out with a Super Bowl ring. But honestly, it was the defense, not the quarterback, that carried Denver then. For his final season, Manning recorded 9 touchdowns and 17 interceptions. As for Josh Allen, since his big extension, he's thrown double-digit interceptions. Plus, he still hasn't been able to get past Mahomes in the playoffs. Another quarterback that suffered a fall after the bag is Trevor Lawrence. After coming off a 2023 campaign in which he recorded 4,016 yards and 21 touchdowns, Jaguars fans had high expectations going into 2024. But in 2024, Lawrence threw for 2,045 yards, 11 touchdowns, plus 7 interceptions before a concussion and shoulder injury messed up his season. The Jaguars would end the season with a 4-13 record. Then we have Justin Herbert, who signed a record 5-year deal worth $262.5 million in 2023 with the Chargers. He went on to record 3,870 passing yards and 23 touchdowns, but the fall happened during the playoff. He only completed 43.8% of his passes, as well as registering 5 interceptions in their loss to Houston. As for Dak Prescott, after signing his mega deal, he threw 1,978 yards, 11 touchdowns, with a 64.7 completion percentage in 8 games. And then he suffered a hamstring injury in Week 9 during a 27-21 loss to the Atlanta Falcons. We can't say anything about Brock Purdy yet, as he just got his deal. Hopefully he'll deliver for the 49ers. But it's clear that, except for Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes, every massive QB deal comes with a cost. As contracts grow, flexibility shrinks. You lose that star cornerback or the elite left tackle. One injury, one off year, one bad coordinator hire, and it all unravels. This played out with Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay and Watson in Cleveland. So what's the message here? One lesson here is that not every quarterback should reset the market. There was a time when only quarterbacks with Super Bowl rings earned record-breaking deals. Now we have QBs that haven't even been to the finals getting mega deals. Another lesson comes from legends like Tom Brady and Troy Aikman. Over 2 decades, Brady restructured contracts to allow New England and Tampa Bay to stay stacked. That self-awareness kept him surrounded by talent, helping him win 7 rings. As for Troy Aikman and the 1995 Cowboys, they needed Deion Sanders. However, Aikman's contract meant they were tight on cap space, so Aikman restructured his contract, freeing up enough room to sign Dion. That result? Dallas won the Super Bowl that season. Now right on the flip side of this lesson is Jamarcus Russell. Big payday, zero work ethic. 3 seasons, more picks than touchdowns, and a deadweight contract that sank the Raiders. Also, it's vital to keep your key players healthy. From Tua to Burrows and even Aaron Rodgers, injuries can wreck a franchise's season. When a team invests $200+ million in a quarterback, durability becomes just as important as arm talent. If your QB can't stay on the field, your team won't stay in contention. Which brings us to the biggest balancing act in football. The salary cap is king. The NFL's cap doesn't care about heartwarming stories. Teams that win consistently, like the Chiefs and Patriots, master the cap game. They backload contracts, restructure smartly, and build through the draft. If you mistime that strategy, then you end up like the Broncos, paying Russell Wilson but still missing the playoffs. History shows that if your QB tops the league in salary, your Super Bowl odds may take a major hit. Here's another fact. From '94 to 2014, only 4 quarterbacks took up 10% or more of their team's salary cap and still won the Super Bowl. Today, Dak Prescott's current contract accounts for about 30% of the NFL's 2025 salary cap. So will it be a hit or miss for the Cowboys? Would you say your team is overpaying your quarterback? Please drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, then you should watch How Good Were the Last 25 MVP Winners next.